So they're going to do it in a documentary kind of style, or a docu-drama sort of style, telling the history story of it, not actually being in-game like you think most, video game movies are going to be.
It sounds more like you should call it a blockumentary.
It is a blockumentary. I saw a movie trailer that was just released a couple days ago, and you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Okay. Tetris, the movie.
Is this actually a movie trailer you saw?
This is a legitimate movie that is being made that has, like, Taron Egerton. It has actual actors you have recognized.
I mean, I
Tetris,
probably wouldn't recognize them because I don't know who
movie.
that is, but it's fine. Don't
Okay. But at any rate, Kingsman. Did you ever see The Kingsman?
I think so.
Okay, that kid. That kid. Okay.
Is this like Tron?
So here's the thing, because immediately when people hear, wait, Tetris the movie, is this going to be like a Super Mario Brothers sort of thing? I got good news for you.
Is this going to be like the Emoji Movie?
No, actually, I'm super thrilled that this is not going in that direction, and hopefully no movie will ever go in that direction again.
So it's Battleship.
It's not Battleship either. So what they're actually doing with the Tetris the movie is they're telling the story of how Tetris got made.
Okay, that's a little different than what I expected.
I thought so.
Because I was gonna say there's already a Tetris movie that we have, and it's on YouTube, and it is the entire history of the USSR as arranged to the tune of Tetris.
Oh, I thought it was the I Am the Man Who Arranges the Blocks.
That is that one. That's
okay, it's the same one.
The official name of it, though.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If any of you listening have not checked out this wonderful piece of internet history at this point in time, it is the entire history of the USSR as arranged to the tune of Tetris. It is fantastic. It is a great video. It's parody and just hilarious. So.
Great. Well, that's not this movie, though. The movie that I'm talking about right now, I think is actually going to be on Apple Plus, I want to say. But it's an actual studio film, and it is going to be about the actual story back in the 80s of Tetris and the designer of it and the Americans that were like part of trying to bring it over, and the advent of the Game Boy, and trying to and determining how it would be really great if we could actually get the rights to Tetris. We could market it and put it with the Game Boy in the first place, and the struggles that during that time Russia and the United States didn't have a very friendly relationship, unlike now where we're perfectly fine with each other. But back in the day, where we were public enemy number one, and how do you arrange all of that? How do you figure all of that out? And the political part of that and the international relations part of that, in order for people to play with falling blocks.
See, I would have just sent Coca-Cola over there and called it good.
Yeah, you could have their Air Force or something just go over there. There's probably planes. So they're going to do it in a documentary kind of style, or a docudrama sort of style, telling the history story of it, not actually being in-game like you think most, video game movies are going to be.
It sounds more like you should call it a blockumentary.
It is a blockumentary, exactly.
But also, it just sounds like something you would see like an hour and a half video on YouTube of.
You might also
from somebody like Ahoy. I feel like the trailer should have had, if it didn't, I didn't watch it, obviously, just hearing about this now, but I feel like it should have had the Tetris theme song fading in.
Oh, yeah. Well, they do like one of those epic renditions. You can kind of hear it in the background, like those epic movie trailer renditions of the Tetris theme song.
Oh, so it's
in there.
Arranged by an orchestra.
Yes.
God.
Where they have like the wubs, that kind of thing. Yeah, they got that kind of version of it. So that's fun. I do have to say, like, when I first saw that thing pop up, I thought to myself, so is this going to be like there are blocks invading from the sky and you have to figure out how to eliminate them? Because that feels like the kind of studio movie that I'd expect. And then I realized, oh no, they're going a little bit more cerebral with it and trying to do an actual documentary. Does that even seem like something you'd want to watch?
Maybe. It depends on the length. Depends on the cinematography.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really into historical stuff like that, so it could be interesting.
Right.
I'd rather, like... I don't think I'd want to watch it. I think I'd want to listen to it on YouTube while I'm working.
Yeah.
And not able to look at anything, you know?
What I started thinking about, though, when I was looking at this is, well, that was a really interesting idea of, you know, how to make a video game movie, because I think people really just try to do the characters and they make the storyline into the movie. But the storyline behind some of these is kind of interesting. I started wondering, like, are there any other, like, gaming stories, like the actual story of how the game got made, that might be an interesting movie? The only one I can think of that they did was, like, they had King of Kong, which was like a documentary from a while back about the guy that kept the high score for as long as he did and the fight for it. Yeah.
That sounds like maybe a half-hour show, not like in a full feature-length movie.
Right. I mean,
Unless
they
you
did
turn it
that.
into like a series and you're like a Netflix original series where it's taking that story and turning it into episodes.
That would be pretty interesting. They
Which
could do that.
make it more action-packed than it really was.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what they could do that with? That would be a really interesting Netflix series, is if they did it with Star Citizen. It's the behind the scene. It's the whole lineage, like every year of the development of Star Citizen up to the present
Oh,
day.
it's just the view of being someone who backed Star Citizen and just waiting for it to come out and checking it and being like, no new updates today.
It's a slice of life show, but set to the backdrop of a Star Citizen backer. You're
Right.
watching it. Perfect. We should totally do that. That's a new project. We'll pitch it to Netflix. They're constantly looking for new projects. They're
Let's
gonna
pitch
love
it to the people who are making Star Citizen because they clearly have money they don't need.
They have enough for a full production budget, whole series. No Man's Sky would be a kind of good one to do as like a dramatized story about what Hello Games went through and the comeback story. That feels like, you know, an actual emotionally resonant thing that people might be able to do. Or maybe like Bioshock, even the behind... I mean, well, Bioshock would be good as a movie as the game of the like actually just doing Bioshock as a movie.
Sure, but there's also, like, if you did a documentary of that too, you could do of the game before the game as well.
Oh, yeah.
Inside of Mind did a really good one about There's Something in the Sea, which was an ARG for Bioshock.
Right.
Which, if you haven't watched that and you enjoy Bioshock, you should go watch Inside of Mind's video on that. It is pretty cool.
Okay, I'll try to remember that. When
I'm
we're
talking to
off the air.
anyone listening too, not just you.
Oh, see, I thought I was special for a second. Did you ever actually play Bioshock?
No, I have them now, but I haven't played them.
Oh, I recommend you play them. At least, if nothing else, at least the first one, because it is
At some point. It's on the backlog.
It's on the backlog. Yeah, no, it's it was well known for a lot of the themes that it put forward and how it addressed some older ideas in a new, more practical way. It was very interesting. I think that the idea of taking some of those games and talking about the story behind the story or behind the game is an interesting framework. I kind of wish that there were more titles about video games that took that approach than trying to, make the Mario movie.
I mean, the Mario movie was bad.
Yeah, and I don't know
But
if I hold out a lot of hope for the new one either.
But it was entertaining. I will say, I did enjoy the Mario movie.
Sure.
Just as a film, not as a Mario IP. Like, it was an interesting movie. It was a little weird what they did. But, like,
Right.
entertaining, campy, yeah, 100%.
It's a prime example of dystopic fiction.
Hmm.
If you think about it, I saw the trailer come up and I was like, "Oh, I gotta tell Alex about this."
Well,
he's
I've
got
been
to know.
enlightened. I'm gonna go listen to Tetris theme song as sung by the Pig Without a Face or whatever the fucking YouTube channel is now.
Yeah, you
On
could do that.
repeat.
You could do that. You could spend 2 minutes and watch the trailer for the Tetris too.
No, the song is like 5 minutes long,
So
so I'll watch that and watch the trailer twice on mute.
you watch the trailer twice on mute while you listen to the audio of the how the man version. Okay, well that sounds like an interesting experience. Anyway, so folks, if you're out there listening to this and you have seen the trailer, what did you think? Does this seem like a really bad idea or a really good one? And
Also,
yes.
put the link to the trailer in the description below.
Oh, yeah.
Because then if you haven't seen it, got a link for you.
And hey, if you could create any documentary style story for a video game, which one would it be and why? That's your homework for the day here on the show.